Tim and I decided to get together today and work a little bit on some basic pummeling into some control positions. From you are in a position maybe because of your job, security, something like that, where you might have to confront and control a person. This is just good stuff to check out. Okay, so your basic bicep pummel is gonna start where I'm gonna feed just a random wide punch, just kind of arbitrary. He's gonna check this here. He's gonna throw a wide punch on that side and I'm gonna check his bicep. What I wanna do is circle this inside and have 2 on the biceps, right, where I can kind of steer him now. I have a lot of control from here and I'm in the inside so I can start to get to work if I have to. He obviously doesn't want that. So when he feels me go inside, he's gonna do the same on the other side and we switch sides, we switch positions. Or rather push the bicep, we push at the same time. See, we come inside, I push his bicep back, he pushes mine back, and we just kind of yield to that this way. Back and forth. So this would be kind of your first stage learning pace here, where it just shifts in almost like gears. Boom, 1, this way. You can see on this here, I'm trying to control the elbow. So I don't want this to just kind of fall away. I want to always be working and monitoring where everything is. So what we're going to add to this is your inside arm drag. Simply put, when he throws his punch, I'm going to stop this here, slide down. See how we pass the lower arm across the center line as I reach up to his upper arm with my opposite hand? This is his right, my left. That's mirrored side of the body. I pass this across the center, reach up to his upper arm that's above the elbow, at which point I can let go with this. I'm gonna pull with this hand using my back muscles like I'm rowing and step my rear foot back as I do. That's opening a door and pulling him through it. I'm not using his body to pull me. Instead with this, I'm using my momentum and my structure to pull him and get control over where he is. So again, from the bicep pummel, we're here, 1 and 2, back and forth. To apply this into my pummeling, at whatever point I feel him stretched out this way, I'm gonna take control of that one that's extending here. So I pass it around like this, reach underneath, open like a door, and pull. To get back into the flow, I'm gonna check this, probably palm up, punch on this side, he's gonna stop it. When he punches on the other side, I stop it, and we're already back in. Here we go, back and forth, 1. Again, as he's going to push my bicep, see, you can just guide it from over top, this way. If he's already got his hand on it, I can peel it off and pull this way. But typically, it's gonna be as he's extending his limb across, I pass it, grab, open, and pull. Our inside arm drag is a critical tool to be able to take control over another person's body. We're pushing, we're shoving, things are just kind of messy. To be able to move this out of the way and make him be in a position where he needs to catch up, and my game is already off and running. That's the kind of dynamic we want to set in place before we go into our techniques. Okay, so follow-ups from once we've done this inside arm drag and we're able to take the rear. Obviously, anything in your art that happens from this rear position, this is where it would come into play, but there's a few things that we were working on today that I wanted to share. Number 1 is when he passes through, this is gonna step around and dive over top of his arm. So this is the crook of his left elbow and inside the crook of my left elbow, right? Inside arm drag, as soon as he passes, see this turn? Right, I'm hooking this in like I'm gonna punch, and in route, I catch his bicep. You see the whole structure start to break that way? Boom. And if I take a step and bring him here, see the whole body just falls. He's now in a wrenching position on the ground. Again, one more time. As he's extended, I inside arm drag. As he passes me, I hook on the other side. If you were making this aggressive, you would reap this as you pull. And that can be a little bit dangerous. You can just make it a trip or hook this, step and kneel, and down he goes. See, we're now in a position to work the arm on the ground or to put him here and see what else we need to address. Number 2 is we're gonna find that same route from behind where we're gonna use it to lock and control his arms up. So from our basic pummel, he's extended, I switch across, inside arm drag. When I get to here, this is gonna slide all the way across his back. It inserts between his, once you get some reps of this, you'll find it's actually quite easy to find this little pocket. It inserts my hand between crook of his elbow and his side, slides across, Same thing as the takedown. However, the difference now, please turn with me, thank you, sir, is I'm pinning this against the body, and we're gonna control both arms. Number one is I pin this here, pull it back a little bit, and I grab my own wrist. This is kind of like a figure four. So I've got a solid grip, thumb on top on this arm, and I'm laced underneath this side. 1 and 2. And I'm gonna put my forehead right between his shoulder blades, and when I move, I'm gonna move my feet to move our bodies, but I'm actually pushing him with my forehead. The way I think of this, that I was saying to Tim, is that my forehead is the gas pedal. I'm using his arms, his shoulders, like a steering wheel, and my feet are the motor. So when I'm here this way, I lock this up, put this on, and I go. I'm pushing between the shoulder blades. If I needed to move him, I would turn his body so that he's in front of me. I'm able to pop up and look if I have to, like this, but otherwise, he's the shield, and we'd walk right out the door. Third option, when we're lacing the hand through, these are gonna be kind of variations on that same control. I take my arm drag, I get my rear position, this dives in. The difference now, instead of grabbing my own arm, I let this slide all the way across, and I grab his other from underneath. So I'm underneath the crook of this elbow and this one. This is being held above his elbow like this, not below. That will give me better control, right? Then you could slap here, grab, put your head like this, or just put the head on as before. One way is to secure this here so that the arm can't pop out. If you've got a training partner, or you're, God forbid, you're having to do this to somebody, they're really big, broad up top, or their shoulders are really tight like mine are, then usually you're gonna have to brace this here this way. You may wind up where this is the longest for somebody who's the biggest up top. This is a little tighter than we're here with this one. Now, what's nice where I have this laced in is we're gonna use this to control the face too. So this is in here, this is gonna punch across. When it punches across, what we're trying to do is pin his chin to his shoulder this way, like that. So that's kind of a crank position. Now my head is tucked in right here, and we just walk this way. Last variation on those controls, I have my inside arm drag, I get my rear position. Now, it might work better for me to pull this back. You might catch it to buy yourself some time. Otherwise, the objective is to pull this all the way through on the other side. So this is crook of my elbow, my hand's across his back, crook of my elbow inside of his. This is crook of my elbow inside of his, my hand across his back. And when I'm back here, I'm actually gonna grab my own wrist. So I laced inside of one, inside of the other, and then I grab my own wrist this way. So that's 1, that's 2, and then back here where you probably can't see, I grab my own wrist like that. Out, I can come here and push the same way, and if we needed to, we could dump him down from here. Typical takedown I like to teach from here is when his arms pop out, right? It can be hard to keep this control, though these are good ones to learn. But in the event that it pops out, you're in a good position. So the lat pull takedown is the simplest solution to this problem. Right now, when he's standing upright, if I push down on his shoulders, nothing happens. But if I pitch his weight back, so his weight is behind his heels, and I pull down, he sinks right to the floor, like that. I'm here this way, I have my inside arm drag. I lace this through in some way, but he pops out. So I'm gonna put these here. The motion is gonna go back and down, back and down. It kind of happens in one motion. So this is gonna come back and down. The last follow-up to this is we abbreviate the inside arm drag. So we're here, bicep pummel. Instead of inside arm drag and let him come all the way through the open door, and then I bail to this side and hook this up, I'm only gonna let him come to my center. I'm not gonna pull him across me. I'm gonna kind of pull him right in front of me. So we're here this way. We'll go slow. I start my arm drag. I pull him right when he gets in front of me. This is gonna slap right on his back. See the chin come up? This is a big shot like this. When that happens, this comes up. So this comes here to facilitate the takedown. So this could just be a clothesline like that. And the clothesline, by the way, means this is a shot, right? You're using the forearm, boom, like that, and you're hitting. It might go this way and down, and it might go just this way and down. But either way, it goes here and down. It's the same arc as you were doing before, but now you're in front of them instead of behind them. Arm drag. Right when he's in front of me, it happens right away. This slaps and this comes right up to his face so that we create momentum and we take it like this. He's already starting to go down. Yeah, this one is really dangerous because you hit him right in the nose. But typically, you want this to be under the chin or under the nose or on the brow like that. Traditionally, that's how it goes. This is here, and then you just go right to the ground. The last part that they add to this is the stomp, which I like to think of in terms of, you know, we're moving back and forth. I get my arm drag. It's here, but he kind of froze up, right? The clothesline requires a little bit of momentum that I take from him and bring back the other direction. But if I get stuck and I can't really, the clothesline's not going to work by just going here like that. I'm just going to make him mad. That's kind of annoying, isn't it? Right? So what we want then is if he locks up this way, is this stomps out the back of the knee like that. So you see this foot come into play. One, here like this. Inside arm drag, boom. So that means as he's coming here, this is going to stomp kneecap to pavement. This is on the back, slap and stomp. And in the meantime, as that structure is breaking, this is coming here, right? And so he goes straight to the ground. One more time. 1, 2, right here. Wow, just like that. I hope that helps. There's just basic pummeling is a good thing to add into any of your training, right? You might just have, we're throwing some combinations. He's gonna go jab cross, like that, and I go jab cross. Here's jab cross. I go jab hook, and he's gonna stop. Yeah, hand on bicep, and we're right back into it this way. Right, so it's just something you can plug into anything that gets you used to, hey, when this thing starts, it's not gonna start like the beginning of a video game. It's gonna start with pushing and name calling, and limbs are kind of flying around. It's one of the benefits of learning trapping range, is so much stuff happens in this kind of position where people are yelling, chests are out, egos are all over the place, all that nonsense. Having some of these skills here to either move him to control him or move him to get the heck out of there, it's a really useful tool. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you think.